hills and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance to spit in his eye. Well, they gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I dry my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober as
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shortbangers. I'm Matty, joined by John and Colin. How you doing, guys?
Good.
They look happy.
You do?
Yeah.
Good. Do you want me to start asking you silly questions?
Please do.
If you tell me to stop, we're kind of fucked for the rest of the show. Right, get some time on the clock. First question's from Freddie. Why do round pizzas come in square boxes but sliced into triangle pieces?
Oh, we've been asked. Have we been asked this before?
We've been asked the circle pizza in the square box, but no the triangle pieces.
Triangle.
But that makes sense if you're cutting a pizza.
That's the obvious way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, if you slice right across it often enough, that's what happens.
How would it make you feel if you were delivered a round pizza in a square box? Pizza was totally unspoiled, perfect circle, except someone has taken a rectangle out of the middle of it with a knife and fork. Would that put you on edge, or would you just be like, fucking dick?
Is it somebody that was entitled to a bit of the pizza, or are we talking potential delivery driver or member of the pizza
Someone
staff?
entitled to the pizza, someone in the house.
So they've started from the middle and working their way out?
Yes.
Because they don't like the crusts, presumably they want the cheesy bit.
Aye.
I would guess that's why they would do that. I would definitely have a word. I'd definitely have a word about that. Who the fuck done that sort of style word?
I think it'd be quite unnerving if you ended up with sort of like a pizza donut shape because of the way that folk were.
Oh, yeah.
You sort of have to eat it for the outside, or at least cut it, and then once you go to the triangle, it's all right if you start at the tip of the triangle and work your way out to the crust. That's like the natural way to eat it, then, isn't it? But so why would it be wrong to start in the middle if it's no cut?
Because only if you're sharing it. If it's all yours, then if you're sharing it, you're eating a bit of everybody's pizza, aren't you?
Aye, unless you cut it into like lines across it, instead of then like the triangles. If you just went across in like a grid and had loads of square bits, folk could just go in like in bite-sized bits.
That's the way I've seen pizza done at parties before. I was thinking there, what are the alternative ways to triangles? And it is, like you say, like all the wee rectangles, but no two rectangles almost are the same. Because once you start getting to the edges, like the rectangles start getting smaller and whatever shape they become.
And it was part of the question, why is the pizza round as well? Because I think that's probably to do with the shaping of the dough. Kind of like it's easier to get. No, was that no question? Sorry.
No, it wasn't. I can you're a pizza technician now, though, aren't you? So you.
Not really. I've got an oven, but I make my own dough, and I've got an oven for it.
I think he's more of a pizza ballet.
It's easier it's easier when you're like throwing your dough about to make it round than it is to make it square.
Right,
I feel like that's a euphemism for.
I was just throwing my dough around. Give it a good kneading first. Paul Mackay says if there was cavemen about at the same time as dinosaurs, and the Big Bang asteroid hits Earth, how did cavemen survive and dinosaurs didn't? Well, cavemen running out with the dinosaurs is the answer to that one.
That's what I was going to ask. Were they like? Right. So that's why they wouldn't. But maybe it would have been cleverer because they maybe dug a hole.
Would have been in their houses. Aye. Well, fuck's that? Come in. I'll get in my cave.
Just was on the news or whatever, being the weather on the telly or something. They would have just
jumped in their fallout shelter, turned the heat up.
Aye. So, right, 150k in Hamilton Hill. If you could make one part of your body ridiculously big, what part would it be? And guess what? It can't be your banger.
Aye.
I'd like to have one massive hand.
What are you going to do with
Wave at folk that are miles away.
it? Exactly for that.
Aye.
Just use the other one when they're close.
Aye. That's it. When they get up close, you just switch hands. You can do that. And we get to carry your shopping home as well. So my car's in the garage, so I had to walk up to Tesco today and carry my shopping home. And if I had a massive hand, I could just balance it.
Got the back
Like
for it.
you could have a bag on each finger.
Aye,
Like that.
Would your arms take it though?
Aye, they would. Because if you think about it, right, your arms now are strong enough to support your hands, right?
Yeah.
If you had a massive hand, right, obviously it'd have to be the one that you did the business
I was
with.
going to say, would you go left or right?
Well,
you-
left, obviously, because otherwise, how inadequate would you feel all the
Aye,
time?
exactly.
So,
Bad enough as it is.
but because of the extra weight, your arms would naturally be stronger anyway. So then carrying stuff would be no bother.
Hmm.
So that's my answer. I did consider a leg, but I think the practicalities of having one massive leg.
Aye, walking would be an issue.
See if you had
Hopping
one
about.
massive hand, and you're saying that naturally your arm would get bigger by carrying the extra weight of your hand. You're not going to end up like all lopsided, like kind of walking over like this.
I think you just have to have a level of activity that makes sure your other hand and arm built up to the same degree. Whatever.
Really muscly, a muscly
aye.
wee hand and one big fucking thin
Aye.
hand.
One in proportion. Aye. That's true.
I'm just going to take brain
Like-
I'm just going to go the big brain rather than like worried about fucking genetics. I've got a huge fucking head anyway. I think my brain could be bigger in here.
Oh God, I
I
don't
don't
know.
But internal organs, you could have went for that. Like, I just have a massive fucking heart. Like, kind of that make life easier or harder.
Oh, that's a good question.
If you go
'Cause I
for
think
an
your
eye,
heart's-
like Radiohead.
One big eye.
Like the boy in Well,
Do that again.
Has Tom
Just for
York
the-
got a big eye?
I think he's blind in one eye, John. You might know me. You might just have like, that look. If you pardon the pun, unintended.
I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for one giant ear, so I can hear everything better, particularly when I'm not listening properly.
Would a bigger ear help you hear more though?
Probably
It's
not
not
like
the
not
internals of the
not
ear
like
that matter.
no like the cartilage, no like the fleshy bit on the outside. You're right. I probably need a bigger stuff on the inside. Aye, but fuck it. Like people would just go. Like people would look at you and go, "That guy's attentive. Look at the size of his ear." You would get away with it all the time. You'd never have to listen to anything.
But you want to listen to things, that's why you want a bigger fucking ear.
Aye, but it's clear that I've not thought this through.
It's like it's just been sprung on you in the last minute or two.
Soze 47062 say, what's more important, good trainers or a good haircut?
Trainers. I can't say anything else, can I? I would have said that even when I had hair though.
I'd like to put this to the test. Have you ever seen pictures of folk that have got like missing teeth, for example, and what your eyes are seemingly drawn to is the missing teeth, and then they say, you notice the person's teeth, but you never notice the fact that they've got like a missing eyebrow or a missing ear or whatever. And I wonder if there was a way that we could put a series of images together and say, like, someone that's got shitey trainers, like, but what else is going on with their body? Like, maybe they've got a giant ear, for example, or what was the other one? A shite haircut. Like, what if they had a nice haircut or a shite haircut? But what else were you missing about their body?
Aye.
That's the only way that I think that we can definitively answer this question. Photoshop.
I've never had a good haircut, right? I've basically been Billy Basic pretty much forever. Decent trainers. But I think you notice somebody with really shan hair, you notice really quickly. And I wouldn't think about the trainers at that point. You go, fucking, kind of like the mullets and everything like that. See if you saw somebody with like a proper 80s style mullet, you would go, fucking hell.
Aye,
You know?
the folk that you see in the boozer, they've got the Verve or the Noel Gallagher or the Liam Gallagher going on with like the fucking weird sideburn things going down past their ears. Aye.
I always look at folks what they've got in their feet early doors like I do. I just always look that way. Aye.
I gotta pay attention to that. I would clock somebody's hair before their trainers. I was actually going to use an example when we were at the semi-final because Raymond had a really fucking smart pair of trainers on, but he's not getting a hair, so I think how much I would have noticed first. If you could get a wig next time we meet, and I'll see if I notice your wig before I notice your trainers.
What would you define as a shan pair of trainers? Do you mean like a shitey brand or just like the nick of them?
Nice ones, eh? It wouldn't matter the brand. Just if they're nice. I say that right. I've got trainers for kicking about the house. So I've got is a nice pair of green and white gazelles for my birthday. So because we've got a puppy goes for your feet. So I've got a pair of Nike Air Max on the now, and they're all chewed to fuck because the dog's been attacking them. But I'll wear them about the house and in the garden because it doesn't matter. But I wouldn't go out to work with them or.
Aye.
In public really unless I forget. To be fair, I went to Tesco with them on earlier on because I didn't think about it. But so if somebody came and saw me then now they'd go, he's got shit trainers and a shit haircut.
What do you think it says about you, like with a shit pair of trainers and a shit haircut? I think it just says like you're not really bothered.
Probably mid-40s, married and just stopped caring.
Got a dog.
Aye. Could be that. Aye. Right, well, we move on. Danny asked, did you know bumholes are like fingerprints, only unique to the person? What is the weirdest actual factual thing you know?
I didn't know that. Is that actual factual though? Or is it?
I would imagine it would be. Like, no two ring pieces are the same, I would think.
I suppose they'll be stretched in different ways and stuff, eh?
Some are more battered than others.
Right. Are you thinking about identifying folks via their anus, John?
Aye.
Is that what you were?
I'm thinking fingerprints. Like I don't know about you guys, but I've been, I wouldn't say lifted, but I was taken at a police station before, and I had my fingerprints taken. And I'm just imagining some alternate reality where they had me ink up my arsehole and
squad over the photocopier.
By the way, it wasn't dissimilar to a photocopier where I got my fingerprints taken.
Well, you would have to have left an arse print, like
at
the scene of the crime. This is for that to work. Because I thought about that. So I was going, oh fuck it. Like, so if somebody had no hands, for example, we go, no hands, you can't fingerprint them, obviously. But you've got a backup now, haven't you? Which is the back passage. But the crime would have had to involve their anus, leaving an anus print somewhere, or somebody being able to pick it out of the lineup. So what crime would involve somebody's ring piece being close enough to you that you could pick it out at a later date against other folks? Because that's, imagine getting called in for that one. The police said we need somebody 6'1", all right, come in to stand with the wee plate like this, like can start the usual suspects. That, you know, what I need to face the other way. What? If you could do that, just wink hello in that window there. Right?
Just bark. Just bark once.
Just bark once. It was number 4. Right, son, come with us. Oh, my bloody arse, you get me into trouble. Right, what weird facts do you know?
This is probably well known, but you know that your forearm?
Aye.
Yeah, it's the same size as your foot.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
That's actual factual. Ralph Macchio, who played the Karate Kid in the film The Karate Kid, right? When that was filmed, he was older than the actor that played Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
True story. True.
It's
Actual
impossible to hum while you're holding your nose, isn't it? Where you,
It's true.
John's buckled.
With broken John.
Waiting on this one.
Aye. John's going to have a good fact. Come on, John. Back in the room. Oh, John.
It's not even that funny.
Ken, have you got one? Right.
It doesn't sound like it. I think he's done.
Aye.
Shit, I've actually got tears in my eyes. Oh, fuck. No, I don't know.
Right.
I can't follow that up.
Portrush Punk says, how much water has actually gone under the bridge? And if said bridge is over troubled water, is the bridge anxious?
Oh, fuck.
The bridge be the water. The water's the troubled one. The bridge. Why would the bridge be anxious?
He's worried about the water.
I like the bridge is a good Samaritan, I think, in this
Aye.
scenario.
An empathetic bridge.
Aye.
Doesn't make them anxious, so does it?
Might make them a bit. I don't know, anxious. Like maybe anxious to see that the water's going to be all right. Like, you all right? You going to be all right?
That's just concern. That's not.
Aye, concern. That's the word I'm looking for. But could an overriding sense of concern make you anxious? Probably. Like if you can't reach that person, if the water continues to be troubled, is that going to put you on edge?
Is anxiety no more about like you than it is about?
No, you can. Anxiety would you worry about all sorts of stuff. No necessarily about you individually. You could worry about fucking the world ending, or whether the newspapers are getting delivered, or all sorts of stuff. If they delivers newspapers anymore, do they?
No.
Didn't even get a free one. In fact, I was going to say, didn't get a free one. We got a free one through the door yesterday because the dog got it before I got on Tuesday. It was when I came home from work. There was shredded newspaper all over my fucking living room.
So it's good for anyway.
Aye.
It's like the fan food things that come through the door once a week, or the Pizza Hut we spoke about before, didn't we?
Aye.
Straight into the blue bin.
Aye. I wonder if they can. That's such a waste of time, eh? Surely they must have research.
They're just doing it because they get told, eh? And if they don't do it, they'll get. But I mean, how many hits do you think they're getting out of that? Because I didn't even have opened one. It's the same deals that I've obviously have opened one, right? Because what I'm going to say is the Domino's deals are no different to what's on the app.
Aye, that's it. You just go online and get them anyway. Yeah. And it's like nobody keeps menus anymore. Menus used to have a drawer with menus and that in it. Yeah. They need now, is there?
Although I think we spoke about that recently as well, because I've got one for a Chinese hanging up because they're not on Just Eat.
All right. They don't even have a website though to check the.
No, I know.
Right. John, are you far enough into your course yet that you could offer to make the Chinese takeaway in your Collins website?
Could you not do that? You got the fucking books years ago.
I know I could do that. It's all moved on since then.
It's all you did.
That's all you did.
No, is the answer to that. I'm not doing web development.
Right. He's doing important stuff like security and that.
Right, very important. Networking.
But did we get the answer about the water, or would we just?
No, well, I say the bridge I would be anxious. What? How would you care if the water was troubled?
Probably the way how it was. Aye, how fast it was moving in that.
Aye.
William asked, how dangerous is the guy who hand cooks the crisps job?
I reckon he's just got the big fuck off gloves, kind of the ones that are heat resistant up to 400 degrees in that.
Yeah,
Jinky stands off crisp at a time, or how do you think he does it? Like a load of them in a sort of bowl shape.
What
Hand-cooked.
happens, right, if you're making kettle chips and you want a cup of tea?
I used to have a break.
What are you making it in, though? Just going to have a pot noodle, but fucking kettle's full of fucking crisps.
But you could boil. We might have 2 kettles, right? One thing. But 2, you could just boil the hot water in a pot.
Yes. Right, well, that killed that, yeah. 15, that's how dangerous it is, right? Neil, what was the thought process of the first person to try off fruit and realising it gets you steaming?
I wonder how that worked. Like, did they just eat? Because they can't have just eaten like one off apple and thought, that's quite tasty, and I'm feeling a wee bit like he did. That's quite nice. I'm going to eat more. Like, did they?
Yeah, it'd be
Was it a
necessity, wouldn't it? Like it would be born out of necessity initially, and then probably a bit of trial and error, and then they would have went, "This is decent, make tons of it."
Should be standard on grapes to make wine and all that.
Aye.
How did you think about putting that in a bowl and standing that?
Well, they probably would have went to make juice from it first because you would know that it's moisture, so squeeze it, and then to do it on mass. That's probably the most effective way. Would be going in trampling the fucking things, unless you got big presses, obviously, and then this thing's got or a big hand. Another good use for it. Get into the wine business.
If there was one in the first place.
You just have a big hand-shaped vat, so you can just like clear.
Yeah, do you think there was anything to do with like, I don't know, like food bacteria, yeast, fungal infections that helped like add some local flavour and variations to the wine that was being produced? Like back,
it doesn't bear thinking about, like, if that,
I mean, there had to have been.
Yeah, it was fucking minging. Your feet are pretty rank things anyway, right? And if you were using that to force grape juice out of grapes that folk were later drinking, you'd be like, it doesn't bear thinking about it. That actually turns my stomach. Oh, fuck it, that's bringing.
Did you see Richard Madeley diving into the rotten fruit on I'm a Celebrity last night, I think, or the night before?
No, he got taken to hospital, didn't he? I saw that.
He's out altogether now. So I got a thing on one of my news apps, but he went head first into a big fucking tunnel, rotten fruit. Didn't drink any of it though. He bet he sneaks him out in his fucking jacket though.
Guaranteed. Jackie pretended to be ill just to get out. Probably just fuck this is shite. Not even in the jungle. It's in Wales now, isn't it?
Aye. So is it not like Wales? It's live, so it's right now, right? So it's going to be cold. It's going to be wet. It's going to be damp. Like it's not going to be. It's not exactly Richard Madeley's home comforts, is it? He's probably went, fuck this, I'm away back to Judy Finnegan.
Yeah. Aye. Oh, you think he would just stay there longer,
Not that bad when I think about it. Charlie Banks says, what would the film about your life be called?
Oh, not good with films.
Drive. That's mine. Taxi or Drive.
Free Willy.
Free Willy.
Analyze This. That was a film, wasn't it?
That was fucking shite film.
Was it? Just not
the name. Fun.
No, is that the right? Hold on, I might be getting confused. Adam Sandler and
Robert De Niro.
Anger Management.
Jack Nicholson, Adam Sandler. No, Analyze This was it Billy Crystal?
Maybe that's a bit better than the Anger Management one. That's one of the worst films I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was meant to be funny. I remember watching it and going, this isn't fucking doing anything for my anger. Like, it's making me worse, if anything. And then I watched it all and I thought, why the fuck have I watched that whole film? It's fucking garbage. I
don't think it was a self-help film.
Well, they should have called it something different then. Do you know, should that's false advertising.
Was it fiction? Was it real?
What is it? Fictional?
See, I would say that was fiction because it was totally. Let's move on from that.
Aye. What was your film called, John?
No, probably like have to be something really shitey. Something really shite.
It's just something really shite. Can't wait for the sequel. Something else really shite.
No, something shiter.
Something shiter. Aye. Matt asked, since doing the podcast, if any of you has been recognised in public.
Only a live show.
The live show would definitely, but the boy asked me in the toilet at Hampden. That was the last time. The guy who said they get behind me, I was going for a piss, and then he saw you might say that Longbangers. And I says, aye. I hesitated for a minute. I was like, I would get fucking hit here. Can you have that was my first thought was
you want fucking Jack Rusty State, you daft cunt.
That's really fucking.
Or he might have been for was it Stranraer? Did you write the piss?
Fucking right enough. You have these worries, you forget about what you said on the fucking podcast and everything. So, I've heard that a few times now. Like, the folk either at the footballs, you get it sometimes. Like folk come and speak to you, and which is weird. But at the toilet at Hampden, that's the weirdest place I've been recognised for it.
Nah, nobody bothers with me. It's because I've got nice shoes and a decent haircut.
Aye, that's it. Ray says, I'll ask, can you suggest any places other than woods for bears to shit? It seems quite restrictive. Bears surely can shit where they want.
They can shit where they want. It's just that's the sort of, it's like a human got a toilet, I guess. It's like they inhabit the woods, so that's why the saying is there's a bear shit in the woods. But I guess if they stayed in the zoo, they'll shit in the zoo, won't they? That's all right. I'm just explaining it for Raymond because it sounds like he's not quite grasped.
But if a bear was in your garden and started shitting in your garden, you're not going to tell it off, are you? It's getting to debt, really, isn't it? Until it's finished.
I quite like the idea of a bear going into one of those 20 pence pop-up loos. Like 20 pence or 50 pence, and you get 20 minutes in there, and like the floor activation thing kicks in and opens the door whether you're finished or not. Like a domesticated bear, like a civilized bear, doesn't have to shit in the woods. He likes to sit on the pan
with pockets for his change.
Aye,
like the ones that Stevie Goldilocks and that.
Aye,
because they're real.
Aye.
That's
no, that's fiction.
And that true story. How does nobody question that? Don't you think about it? That bears are just fucking cooking porridge. That's normal. They've got chairs and beds and that. Well, I'm annoyed at that now as well. It's obviously bullshit. What they need to do is make a film of it, and then it's true.
Put real people in a bear costume, and then
No, that doesn't count. No, you need a domesticated bear that was capable of making porridge, and I don't think have bears got opposable thumbs? They can climb trees and that, but could they open a door?
No, they couldn't unscrew a bottle of iron brew.
I see, you're ruining my idea. Bears going into their pockets for change and going for a civilised bee.
Can you imagine them hopping about because they're needed and they're trying to get the money? What are you doing? Trying to get the fucking change.
It's in there, pal.
Did you see the video of the bear that got, like, did it stand on a rake or something, or a bit of wood, and it jumped up and hit it in the balls? I need to find it.
I have seen that. Quality. There was one where I think it was raccoons. There's two raccoons kind of sneaking across they're just crossing a garden. The security light comes on, and it's like the camera kind of goes, and one of them's dead still. So it's following the first one first as they're kind of going across. Light comes on, goes to the second one. It's stop dead, and it's like they can act casual, and the camera goes across the other one. It's like this. It's funny as fuck. So what we said today, bears can shit with them. But ideally, a 20 pence toilet.
Aye.
Yeah. Imagine them in the wee try to work at a train toilet.
Well, that might explain the mess that's in the toilet, like on the ScotRail trains, because I don't think I've ever been in a ScotRail toilet that's been dry, where the hand dryer hasn't been on permanently, where the fucking sink isn't fully like sodden paper towels.
I don't even kind of say the toilets and trains. You know, when you go to the restaurant and you go to the toilet and there's like a wee sign up in the wall arm that tells you when it's last been cleaned. Somebody's initialised that there to say it's been done. I just didn't bother on the trains. They just go, fuck it. Don't care what they're getting into here. We're just letting anything goes. I never trusted the train toilets anyway because of the door. Aye. You know, I'm never convinced it's locked, even if it looks like it's fucking
There's a
definitely
button
locked.
called lock on them.
Aye, but there's buttons on trains that didn't work the way they're meant to fucking work. Colin, this is the point, so that's why I didn't trust it.
Oh, okay.
Trains are in a generally poor state of repair. Right, Neil Renton said the strangest thing you've received as a Secret Santa gift, and his was a Rocky Horror Picture Show DVD.
I've not done a Secret Santa for years.
I knew a boy that would go to the he would go to the Rocky Horror Show at the Playhouse, and he would get done up like Frankenfurter. He'd have the fishnet tights and that, and what's that thing? Is it the bodice? Like the leather bodice? He would have that.
I always thought it was weird folk getting dressed up. I think it's like the Sound of Music where folk dress up as nuns and that to go as well.
No Danger, like, is that a thing?
Aye, they do. They get all. They get, and definitely Rocky Horror Picture Show. They definitely get like, into. In fact, fair play if that's your thing, but I always thought it was a bit.
So I went to go see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang at the Playhouse, and it was pretty cool because they had the car in, and it was like kind of flying about a wee bit, and nobody was dressed as like the weird sort of Nazi Bulgarian hybrids or the child catcher. But there was Nazis in the Sound of Music, wasn't there?
Yes.
Aye, no, I don't think people should be getting dressed up for shows.
That's just they lend themselves to musicals, the way.
They're quite theatrical when you think about
it. Right, well, Colin, what was the last Secret Santa gift that you got that was weird?
I can't even remember last time I've done one. I have done them, but I've not done anything weird because at least Secret Santas go down that route of, you know, who's getting you something, or you can even the last one I done, it was probably 10 years ago. You stuck it on a list what kind of stuff you wanted. It was like there was a spreadsheet saved in a central drive somewhere, and you just go get some fucking Jack Daniels or beer or something.
We were sorry, carry.
No, and that's what you would get. You would just like what you would have a look at it and go, "Who have I got? I've got Matthew. Oh fuck, I'll get him a decent pair of trainers or something, or a voucher for a haircut.
Voucher for a haircut. Actually, some clippers." We were talking about Secret Santa at work on Tuesday, so we were in the office, and one of the boys a team says, "She can see the." He says, "One year, somebody got him a blow up doll." He's a fucking raging. It's a fucking raging when I got it. She pulled it off. What the fuck am I going to do with this? She made a big show, put it in the bin there and then. Imagine if you're the person that's bought it, you're like, oh.
You're just burning a tenner. You just burnt a tenner.
Oh, that's brilliant. They hide it at that end.
Was there not? It's a bit more serious than that, but was there not a guy at Edinburgh Uni, or I can't remember, he's a lecturer or something at a uni or a college, and he got some young colleague, like female colleague, like a vibrator and a Secret Santa, because she's obviously reported it and all that, and blah, blah, blah. That's quite weird. Wasn't me on either side of that transaction, but
aye.
that was I read it recently. I'm sure it was an Edinburgh Uni or an Edinburgh College.
Imagine trying to explain that in the HR meeting. That's where my head goes with these ones. Is like at some point you're either going to have to be the hearing manager of that, and so what were you thinking when you got wee Susie a vibrator for Secret Santa? And then if you're the other person, how are you answering that question? I thought it would be funny. You're going,
Secret Santa. You get what Secret Santa's about that.
Aye.
It's a bit of a laugh.
I don't think she'd care it was me.
No. She was the man, it was me. She fucking knows me.
The point. Why is she known this? Somebody's been breaking the rules of Secret Santa. Let's talk about that. Well, we're at it. Fucking hell. I got a sick joke book. It was called. It was like the world's sickest jokes.
You've told us that before,
and but some fucking racist stuff in it. I like that. It annoyed me because what annoyed me about it is either the person going, obviously, Matty likes telling jokes or whatever, but I didn't tell jokes like that. I was like, either they've not read it and they've done it kind of well-meaning, or they've read it and thought I would find that kind of thing fucking funny. And I never even made it out of my bag. I put it in my rucksack. I didn't, because I'm no as quite like I'll fit it straight in the fucking bin like a blow up doll. I put it in my bag. Oh, I'll look at it later. Never left my bag until like enough time had passed. It was like, I'll chuck it in the bin, and then that was it. And I kind of thought it was weird or just the worst.
It's a waste of fucking time though. The Secret Santa, It's a stupid thing. It's a waste of money. Spend enough money.
You do.
So this time of year, without spending money on fucking stupid thing that somebody might laugh at for a couple of minutes that day before they leave it in the office and maybe pick it back up in January.
In Easter, aye.
You know what I mean? It's just a waste of money.
God.
I can't remember anything weird, but I'm in a similar opinion of Colin that Secret Santa's a lot of shite. But actually, I think because my birthday is on the 15th of December, normally around about that time of year, I'm starting to use up some annual leave and just fucking ignore all the festivities because I can't be arsed for it. Like, I'll see you next year. That'll be enough this year. But like you were saying about the joke book there, I think it's difficult to put the time and effort in to get someone at your work, assuming that you know them, and it's not just, I know that Secret Santas are drawn out of a hat, but you're kind of relying on it being someone that you know intimately enough to be able to get them something they would really want. But the chances are that you don't know them that well. You don't know what to get them. So you just end up picking up some fucking random shite out of Top Shop that you see when you're passing. That's probably how you got the joke book that you got.
Yes. Okay, right. Ray asked, what would be an alternative choice of headwear for the Holy Father? I'm fairly sure he's fed up with his current millinery choice as a figure of fun is laughed at. I'm going to kick off by suggesting a wide-brimmed white cowboy hat. That'd be cool.
Who's your Holy Father?
Pope.
The Pope. Oh, right, actually, he's got the wee white hand. It'll be a baseball cap then.
New York Jets one. Get the order to be NY.
I was thinking one of the baseball caps has got like the wee hands that clap if you pull the strings.
Or holders for 2 cans of beer. The scores coming.
The Blackpool ones.
Kiss me quick. What else could he wear?
A hard hat. Just kick him out with a hard hat. Pencil
like,
behind ear.
You could maybe get like different pictures of him. You could have him done up like every member of the YMCA. Like the hard hat. What else was there? There was the New York policeman. I'm trying to think of the other boys that were in the YMCA. Well, whatever they were wearing.
No, I should just like a different, well, like a bit like a Native American name was considered Indian, but that's okay. What I mean, Native American headdress.
The headdress,
yeah.
I like 4 different action shots of the Pope.
Or
you could get me with it.
Or like different hairstyles. You know, like so. Do you know what I mean? Like the sort of rubbery stuff, kind of like a bald wig.
Yep.
Like that, but you could have different. So you can have like a. I think if Colin's having a stroke or if he's frozen here.
It's you that's frozen on my screen. That must be my Wi-Fi then.
On
the fibre, the fucking fiber's on. A week old. It's fucking dying on me.
It's not settled down yet. That's what they'll tell you. These to just bed in a wee bit. You imagine the Pope kicking about with like a bald wig, but with a Mr. T style Mohican.
Aye. A few gold chains that he's lifted for the vaults of the Vatican.
Now, I think we're on safe. We're not going to get a fatwa for laughing at the Pope. We're like, that's not going to. We're not on dodgy ground here, are we?
Got to get loads of Rangers fans starting to listen.
Might start cheering for us in the final.
We'll be on the wrong side of things again. Right, if that's Bricky said, if McDonald's done adult Happy Meals that contained a techie gadget instead of a toy, would you eat your meal first like a good boy, or get the toy open first to see what you got, then not eat your tea so your ma shouted at you?
That's a good question.
I would have
I'd
the,
probably
I
stop
would
with
have the
the
food
chips first
first.
before they go
Aye.
cold. The chips
Aye.
go cold off you quick in there from memory.
Thing it like, see the adult toys. You know how Happy Meals have got like a recurring theme, so it's usually like a film that was out
Yeah.
in the same sort of time period. So I wonder what sort of adult theme you could get going on there that wasn't obviously like Ann Summers or fucking sex toys or whatever.
Pornographic. Well, it could have loads of stuff. It could be current affairs related. It could be fucking football. Could be grown up films, John.
Get your Brexit passport with every Happy Meal. That's a good question. I'd probably see when you were eating fish and chips in the house. Like, I don't know, would you have peas or beans with it?
A fish supper.
Aye,
Or do you
like
mean
with fish.
if I was making it myself? So
if you were
I was,
making it yourself in the house.
if I was doing fish and chips myself, I would have like a veg side bit. But if I was having a fish supper and eating that at home, I wouldn't get peas with it.
Do you do you kind of like load up your fork with a different bit of each? So you'd have like a bit of chip, a bit of fish, and a bit of your veg on the side, and then load it up on one fork.
Nah, one flavour at a time, normally.
Do you ever leave anything until the end, like what you consider to be the best bit?
Aye.
I do that. Christmas.
Every time.
Always leave the chipolata to the end at Christmas.
Like one solitary chipolata.
One of them I'll have a fucking reeky chipolatas in my plate at Christmas Day, don't worry about that. But I'll always leave one of them at the end.
You finish off with a wee chef's kiss.
Well, the way I figure it, if you have the thing you like least while it's hottest, that's probably when it's at its best. So that's like the optimum time to have your least favourite thing. You know the thing that you're going to like is going to be good whenever you have it. So, leave that to the end.
Aye, so in the fish and chips example, I would probably have like the the veg side, the chips, and leave the fish to last because I consider the fish to be the best bit. But I don't know if that would be the same when it came to a Happy Meal, like an adult's Happy Meal. I don't know if I'd go for the chips or the burger first.
But McDonald's, you have to.
Like,
no,
you eat one thing at a time. You surely eat bits of it all, but you leave a bit of the fish at the end.
Aye. No, the whole fish.
You wouldn't leave the whole fish, surely, fuck.
No.
I definitely have sometimes, but then I've got into the habit of, like you say, like having bits of each and then leaving a bit for the end because my wife, because she likes to finish on a good bit.
Is that you still talking about eating, son?
Yeah. Aye.
no, that, Colin. Well, there's only one way. Like, if you have McDonald's, like you say, Colin, you have to have the chips first because otherwise they go cold and they're shite when they're cold. So
when they fucking serve them up, aren't they? So.
Aye.
Unless you
get them there and then eat them straight away. But as soon as you take them more than 5 yards away from the counter, they're too cold.
But see if there was a toy that could capture your imagination the way that it would have when you were a kid. As an adult, would you just pop off your chips and your burger at the side and get playing with your toy, or would you? Because we're looking at this from a really adult perspective here. Like when you're a bear, and you're just all about the toy, not bothered about the fucking chips.
But the question was about that though. That was the question. About the adult perspective. So that's why we're doing.
Oh, well, that's true. Aye.
So.
Food generally rules, doesn't it? Can you eat the food before it goes cold and then get on with whatever else I had to get on with. I wouldn't want to be fat about with a toy and then go and having a cold meal.
Say you were to get, that's the thing as well, say you were to get yourself like an iPad or something with your adult Happy Meal. As an adult, you're either going to have to play with your toy first so you didn't get all greasy fingered like on the screen, or you're going to have yourself like a wee set of portable baby wipes so you can clean up your fingers.
As an adult, you can wait longer, can't you? That's it. You would go, fucking magic, an iPad, superb. We'll get that when I get him. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be like a kid that needs this, like, to think it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? It's like,
Aye.
That instant sort of gratification as an adult, you can go, that's fucking excellent. Like, it's like you buy an iPad, you got the tune to buy an iPad, you're not playing it on the bus on the way home. You wait till you get in and you can set it up properly and all that.
Very true.
Okay, like Matt said, if you were to eat meat of your own body, thigh meat, for example, would you put weight on? Surely, if you're eating yourself, you're going to lose weight. Or would you put on? So, if you ate a pound of your own flesh, would you put on a pound of weight, or would you stay? Would it even itself out?
We had this conversation about something similar a few weeks ago. We decided to think that if you're chopping a pound off and eating a pound, the whole pound wouldn't go back on because you would digest it and you would
There'd be waste.
it would be waste.
All right. So this is how to diet. Effectively, start eating yourself.
Yep.
Aye, start chopping bits of your body off.
Cannibalism and that. Yeah. So we'll bring that one in January. We'll get on the adverts and fucking hug me day, like for the diet adverts.
Slim faster, cannibalism.
That's when the programmes come back on the telly, yeah.
Aye.
The 35 stone man and all that stuff. Yeah, all the ones go back on. How to eat healthy.
Stephen Bell's the haggis or black pudding. Disclaimer: white pudding doesn't even form part of the options available. Haggis is nicer than black pudding.
Aye, aye, it is. It is in most circumstances, isn't it? Although I do like a black pudding, like what John was saying, without the cream cheese, a bacon and black pudding roll or bagel is quality.
Black pudding's never made
hang on.
in a meal in its own right, though, has it? Like haggis.
Chippy.
Aye, I suppose black pudding supper, but it's not the same because you get a haggis supper. But you wouldn't.
Quite dry black pudding supper as well.
Aye, like a haggis supper's decent. There's a chippy in Dalgety Bay that does amazing haggis supper. Probably the best haggis supper I've had.
I think it's a great addition to your breakfast, but I do feel like haggis is an imposter at breakfast.
Aye.
Well, I think it's trying to muscle in on black pudding territory. It can never be black pudding.
Aye, I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean there. The black pudding's feels more. Is it more traditional? I was going to say traditional, but it's not because the Scottish breakfast would have haggis in it. But it's more traditional if you go down south. There's more chance of getting black pudding than there is haggis. So that's maybe where the traditional thing comes for me.
Aye, but you know, so when did
even when I was younger, my ma used to get black pudding. Came for if we were having a cooked breakfast, I wouldn't always get haggis. So
this is what I was going to ask. When has haggis always been part of a traditional cooked Scottish breakfast, or has it just been like the last 20-25 years that it's appeared? Because I don't think, like, see, when I was wee, like my mum and dad, they used to have a cooked breakfast on a Sunday. That was their thing, and they would have the plum tomatoes, and that's probably where my real distaste of it comes from. But I don't remember haggis, like sliced haggis, ever being on the plate. Haggis was just a thing that you had Burns night. That was the only time that you ever seemed to see it, or maybe like once throughout the year.
No, I think I agree with you there. I can agree with you on that. Similar to my house. But I do like it now. Because you can buy it. It's maybe more accessible, like all year round, though.
Aye.
You can buy the ones that are like in a tube, like black pudding as well. You know, like, and you can cut it to your own size in that if you want to do it. And I have said before, one of the questions we got before was haggis or black pudding. What do you prefer? Aye. One of the ones that I mentioned, the Crombies, the butchers down at Broughton Street. A link sausage and haggis double out there. That's superb. Because you get the good, obviously a good sausage, because that's what they're known for, their sausages, even though it's just a plain pork. And a bit haggis on it on your roll. Best double. But my go-to double would have generally been bacon and black pudding, but no, I'd always go Lincoln haggis.
Bacon and egg. Bacon and egg's best roll.
Aye. No, not for me.
John, what was your preference, haggis or black pudding?
Black pudding.
Right, Dave Graham said, what's white pudding all about? Makes no sense at all. So white pudding's vegetarian as well, isn't it? There's no meat in it. It's all animal products.
Oh, no. It's
What
not
is it?
gluten-free, though. I know that.
Is it oatmeal or is it something? I can't remember exactly what it is.
It's oatmeal or something like that. What was it? Is there no one in Fife? You'll know better, but is it red pudding?
You get a red pudding.
What's
I
that?
reckon it's a white pudding with ketchup.
Is it?
I'm not sure what's in a red pudding.
I think traditionally it was similar to black pudding, like in terms of like the products that it was made with. I can't remember what the difference.
Just the blood in it. Just the blood. They took all the meat out and left just the blood.
Aye.
I've never had one of them. I've just heard about it before, but I've never ever seen it.
I got one for Anstruther. Like it was 3-4 years ago now because someone mentioned it. I was like, oh, I've never had that before. I definitely want to try it, and I'm not in a rush to go back for it. Not because it was terrible, just because it wasn't really any different from anything else I'd had before.
You went to Anstruther.
I was just thinking, you never got
to
the
the
prawns or the
chippy.
fish.
No, so when I was in the chippy, I saw that it was on the menu, so I had the traditional fish and chips, and I asked them, "Can I buy a couple of the red puddings and take away with me?"
She did it as a side.
Aye.
Right. That's all right. I was just imagine because you'd have to queue for ages and then no getting the fish and chips. Right, Ray said, I'm concerned about my new neighbours. There's something suspicious about them and I just can't place it. I suspect the cat is part of my concern. Can you give me an advice how I should go about acknowledging it? It keeps waving at me. And this is one I'm going to have to try and show the picture. The cat there, can you see that?
Can't see a bit yet, but I can't see.
It's Hitler cat, basically.
Hitler cat.
Have you seen the house that looks like Hitler?
No.
If you Google it, just put like Hitler house or whatever. There is a house, and when you look at it, you go, "Oh, that looks like Hitler." I think we can how they managed it. Ray, I think what you need to do is befriend the cat, find out what its motives are,
and find out if it's got a fondness for Hugo Boss.
Yes, and then you'll know how to approach it in future, whether it's friend or foe.
Or report it to The Hague.
Aye. Did you Google Hitler House, John? Or were you putting it for your tweet later?
I'm going to Google it. Aye.
Right. Last question of the night. T.G. Willis. What's more ridiculous, a criminal lawyer's wig or an English policeman's helmet?
It's the wig.
See, when you think about it, the wig thing's a fucking nonsense, eh? Like, why are people still doing that in the year 2021? It's fucking mental.
It just looks daft, eh? It's just I don't even know what tradition it's based on or why it started. I assume there was a baldy lawyer that wanted a wig initially, and he became dead famous or something. So they just made wigs copying him.
Why? They're intelligent people, lawyers, like super intelligent. That's what they're known for. It's like one of their
and for challenging things. They're known for challenging the norm. Yet nobody goes, why the fuck have I got to wear a stupid fucking wig?
Aye. So judge coming out dressed like that. Is he not meant to be, or she? They're not meant to be important.
Not meant to take him serious.
Aye, what the fuck? I just don't get it. It's such just like a weird fucking thing to do, and to keep doing when nobody's saying. It's like offices now, like loads of offices aren't even business dress anymore. Like, you go in your clothes that are comfortable because they've went. Times have moved on. It's not really that.
Dress for the day ahead or something they call it.
Aye, you didn't have to wear the fucking suit and shirt and the tie and all that kind of thing that was traditionally kind of deemed necessary. They went, that's not really what's important in life. Wear what you fucking want. Be good at your job. That's being important. But lawyers have gone, we're going to wear things for like the fucking 19th century, 18th century, whatever it is that they started doing it. Fucking mental.
Do you think there's maybe like a coat rack just full of wigs when they come in for court and they just have to pick what's there?
No, they have special stands for them. There are special stands for them to put the wigs on.
Like a kind of like a hat stand, but like with a mannequin and it's sat on it.
A wig stand.
Wig stand.
But they've got their own wig. Like it's fitted for them.
Yeah.
So there must be like I wouldn't call it industry as such, but there must be at least one person that makes it. Like it must be quite lucrative for them as well to be able to continue to do it.
Well, the Ken lawyers are loaded, so they can charge what they want for it, more or less. Ken, they're going to have to wear it, charge what I want.
How much do you think they are? About $1,000 or something? I think more than that.
I'm going to try and find it.
Aye, John, you Google it. Tell us.
Go and write that down as well, John.
Include it in your tweet.
Because they must. I mean, you're right, but it's $1,000 enough. Is there enough lawyers coming through to need them? Because is it only once you get to a certain place, like if you're doing criminal law or something, or is it just like?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think it's at a certain level of court in England. I don't know if it's
QC.
Does it exist in Scotland? I think I've got a vague recollection of Donald Finlay wearing them.
I think he's got one.
He's QC, isn't he?
He's a QC, yeah. But that's what.
What do you think's more expensive, Donald Finlay's wig or Donald Finlay's pipe?
Donald Finlay's hourly rate.
Hourly rate probably trumps it all. Aye, mental. Maybe they like
he only
it.
does Gilly folk as well. He only does Gilly folk. Donald Finlay is like one of the ones. It's just like
I think you mean
by Donald Finlay. Gilly. Aye. But they generally got off on a not proven because he bores everybody to tears in fucking court, and they go, "Fuck, I can't decide. Just can't prove it." But he's guilty, but I can't fucking prove it. Not proven.
Came out when my respect for Donald Finlay increased was during all the Hart stuff when he was fighting the corner to say that we had no legal leg to stand on. Can you Tom English and all that going on, fucking no understanding anything that he was saying.
And the estate agent's gone, I would fucking do, and you're thinking, he's the top QC in the country, and you're saying,
you sell houses, mate.
Yeah. So you're one move away from Remax. Get what I mean?
He's got a wig. What have you got? Right, that's us out of time for the night. Thanks for tuning in. Just the 2 episodes this week, so don't go looking out for the third one if you're wondering why it's not hit your podcast players, because we've not recorded it. We'll be back on Saturday with Quick Bang, at the weekend with Hibs as well, before we're back on Monday with Longbangers. So watch out for all of that. If you'd like to get involved with anything, drop us a DM on Twitter. We're at Longbangers, or email us at longbangers@gmail.com. That'll do us. Right, thanks for listening. See you next time.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.